So I hear Mario and Sonic are releasing two games close to each other. Well, guess who got to play both of them? It was me, I did, and I'm here to give you my first impressions on both Super Mario Wonder and Sonic Superstars. Let's start with Super Mario Wonder. Don't worry, you're not going to see any leaked gameplay, but I will be doing a brief rundown of the story. Skip to the section over here if you don't want that. Okay, basically there's this worm called Prince Florian, and basically he's the ruler of the Flower Kingdom, which is basically next door neighbors to the Mushroom Kingdom. Mario and friends get invited to see his wonder flower, and then Bowser steals it and literally gets turned into Prince Florian's castle and starts looking evil and shit. So you know Mario's going to do what he's going to do for the last 25 years and kick this turtle's ass. And that's basically it. I really like the story. I'm glad we're not only confined to the Mushroom Kingdom and instead we get to see their neighbors. We still see the Goombas and Koopas running around, but we also get to see some cool new enemies, which are pretty cool. Now, as of today I've currently only beat the first boss and therefore haven't really seen any new power-ups aside from the elephant one, but I don't think that's the only new power-up we'll see in this game. I really like the variety of levels we see in this game. Sometimes you'll do a standard platformer, but sometimes you'll be racing a giant wiggler or pushing bouncing elephants to clear a gap in the ground, or even playing a song to get some extra lives. That kind of variety is just really awesome to see. Another thing that adds to the variety are the Wonder Flower sections. I'm not really sure what triggers it, but whenever you touch one of these things shit gets real weird, man. Depending on the level, a bunch of weird different things are going to happen, and while it's happening you got to grab the Wonder Seed before time runs out. Wonder Seeds are basically used to get farther in parts of the world Bowser locked. Also, I gotta say, the style in this game is just off the chart. Every movement your characters do is just so expressive and full of life that it's just so awesome. Same applies to the soundtrack. There are some absolute bangers in there. And the new guy who does Mario isn't that bad, and I do really like his performance. I'll be giving my rating for both of these games at the end, so right now let's talk about Sonic Superstars. To be honest, 2D Sonic games aren't really my thing. I play them occasionally, but I've been more of a Sonic Generations / Sonic Frontiers guy. But this game might change things around for the better, honestly. Okay, let's go for a recap of the story. Skip a bit to this section if you don't want to get spoiled for a game that's already out. Okay, so Eggman, right? Basically he wants to kill Sonic. You following me so far? Good. Now things get really wild here, so pay attention. Eggman enlists the help of Fang the Weasel and Trip the Sungazer to try and kill Sonic. Wow, Sega, what a brand new and revolutionary plot. I don't see any other Sonic games doing this for the foreseeable future. Okay, I'm partially joking when I say that, but the story is pretty standard Sonic story stuff. It's not Frontiers level inventive, but it's also not super by the books either. Overall it's passable and not super offensive or anything. By now I've gotten up to Act 3 in the game, and I got to say the levels are really interesting. These new levels are places that we don't really see Sonic go anymore, and I really like seeing these. However, when you're blasting through them at the speed of sound, it's kind of hard to make a super big connection with them, unlike in Mario where you got to take your time and go through the level at your own pace. With Sonic you know you gotta go fast, so I don't really fault it for it. I'm also glad to announce, it only took her like half a decade, but Amy is now playable in not one, but two Sonic games now. Knuckles and Tails are also playable, but to be honest I haven't really played as any of them other than Sonic. I know Tails can fly, Knuckles can glide, and Amy's got her hammer, but Sonic just gets his drop dash. I mean, I kind of wish it was like Sonic Mania where Sonic had all of his moves like his shield jump, peel out, and the drop dash. I really wish that one day we'll get a Sonic game that lets you use all these moves at the same time. Alright, let's talk about my favorite new addition to this game. Everyone knows the Chaos Emeralds, right? They're basically just a key to help you unlock Super Sonic later in the game. However, this game is just so much better than any other game that's had the Chaos Emeralds in it so far, and here's why. My first experience with playing any of the original Sonic games came from the Sonic Mega Collection on DS, and at the time, everyone and their mama knew what the Chaos Emeralds did. They let you use Super Sonic. And I knew it too, but except for Sonic 2 I never really went out of my way to go and collect these things because they were just a set of 7 that give you one single power-up. That's what they did for every single Sonic game after, but not this one. This game actually gives the Chaos Emeralds their own abilities. I only have 4 right now, but I am actively trying to search and get all of them in the game. The Blue Emerald lets you clone yourself. The Red Emerald lets you turn into a human. Fireball, the Cyan Emerald lets you become water, and the purple one gives you the ability to see hidden secrets. Okay, the last 2 are a bit more circumstantial, but the point is, there's now a reason to go and collect these things besides the prospect of becoming Super Sonic. You can only use their powers for a limited amount of time, but you can refresh them at any checkpoint throughout the level. That's also a really good way to make sure people don't abuse the power and skip half the level using the red and blue emeralds. Overall, both of these games were absolutely incredible. For Super Mario Wonder, I guess you could say I had a wonderful experience playing it. I'm going to rate this one at a 9 out of 10. It's got that same Mario gameplay but with a whole new style. I absolutely love it. For Sonic Superstars, I think this game has some serious promise. Imagine what Sega can do with all these new Emerald powers and all these new ideas. Overall, I'm very excited to see the future of 2D Sonic games. For my first impressions review, I'm going to rate this at an 8 out of 10. Still, both of these games are absolutely incredible. When they come out, I definitely recommend you guys play both of them because both of these games are absolutely awesome. Okay, that's all for me. Goodbye, guys.
Like taking candy from a baby, which is fine by me. Come here, you fucking baby. Shadow, what are you doing? Oh my god, it's an actual baby getting his ass whooped. Baby starts beating him back. Oh my god, the baby's dragon rushing! That baby's doing strings!